Thanks, Rob. Well, I want to give you a look at today's business headlines, and for a little help with that, let's bring in business and markets analyst Seth Denson. Seth, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Christina. Happy New Year. Doing well.
Happy New Year, yes. Well, fittingly, 2021 ended in the red. Despite it being a strong year overall, the Dow dropped nearly 60 points, the S&P was down over 12, but finished the year up nearly 27%, and the NASDAQ lost just under 97 points. Futures are up ahead of the first opening bell of the new year. Seth, how would you describe the markets in 2021?
Well, I thought, listen, the markets were emotional in 2021, changing on a daily basis. But overall, they ended their emotion on a high if you kind of averaged out the overall days. The market exceeded economic expectations, growing at a much faster clip than the U.S. economy or even the global economy did. So I think overall, the market had a great year. A lot of that had to do with monetary policies and places we could put our cash. But nonetheless, it had a great year. I'm hoping it'll continue into 2022, but maybe I'm not quite as optimistic as others.
Well, we're heading into the first day of trading of the new year. Kind of what are you expecting to see today?
Well, I think I think today's going to be well. The futures are up going into the day. I think investors are excited early on. Omicron seems to not be scaring investors too much, especially as we think that we're not going to see as many shutdowns. But nonetheless, I think that the markets will continue in the first quarter, I can't even talk this way this morning, this new year. I think it'll start well, but I think as we get into the second, third, and fourth quarters, monetary policy starts to change. We'll start to see that market correct.
Let's pivot a little bit into some of the stocks that we're seeing sliding. Cruises, for one. I know that cruises have been a hot topic throughout most of the pandemic, but their stock's sliding after the CDC recommends avoiding cruise travel for anyone regardless of vaccination status. Shares of Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian were each down about 1% to 2% after the warning. In 2021, Carnival's stock is down about 7%, and Royal Caribbean's has dropped nearly 19%. Seth, with Omicron surging, how long do you think it's going to take the cruise industry to rebound, especially with all the negative press at the beginning of COVID?
Yeah, I think it's going to take years for the cruise industry to rebound, and that's really a shame, especially in certain markets like Florida, where tourism and cruising industry have such a big impact on their overall economy. I'm a big fan of cruises. My family we got canceled on multiple cruises last year that we tried to do, and we've already booked one for this year. It's kind of what we all do as a big family as we go on these things, and we really enjoy them. So my hope is that they come back. This Omicron and the CDC's recommendation is just another, we'll call it, nail in the proverbial coffin, but my hope is they can rise from the grave and come back strong. But we've got to get this pandemic under control. Until then, they're going to continue to suffer.
I hope so too. I mean, cruises are a great option for families, especially with small kids. You know, everyone's contained. You don't have to worry too much about where they are. So I hope they're able to rebound as well. Another company that we're looking at, Ikea, supply chain crisis is really hurting them. The company announced that they're going to rise their prices an average of 9% at stores worldwide for the foreseeable future. Seth, do you see more major companies doing this, especially with rising inflation concerns? And how is this going to impact Ikea's customer base? Because I know a lot of people shop there for their less expensive products.
Well, that's exactly right. And I think what you're going to see are those organizations like Ikea who already have a lower price point have to raise it. They just can't get the raw materials and the supplies to keep that up. You know, one of Ikea's big things is the ability to go in and build it yourself. For me, that's a nightmare. I hate it, but nonetheless, we do it because we can get such a good deal. I think a lot of these bargain shopping organizations are going to have to raise those prices. The benefit that they have is raising the price 9%. They're still well below the overall market price, but consumers will start to decide, is it worth it for me to have to figure out what in the world these instructions are and put this thing together? And I just don't know if that's going to happen. They're going to have to watch out for that.
And then quickly, just to get it in, since you're the money man, let's talk about the jackpot. There was no Powerball winner for the first drawing of 2022. It's now at roughly $522 million. Seth, what would you do if you were to hit the jackpot?
Oh, my goodness. So I have to admit, I have never, not once in my life, bought a lottery ticket. I've taken all the money that I thought I might, and I've invested. Never once.
Oh,
not once in my life.
That can be so
Nonetheless, I think if I did, here's what I would do. Three things. One, I would buy a MyPillow for the world so everybody could experience how fantastic the MyPillow is. I've been a user of that for years, long before. It's a great product. Second, I would buy a plane so that I would never have to wear a mask again on one of these things, nor my kids. And then 3, I would finally feel like I could take a position on cryptocurrency. I've not invested in that. It's too volatile, but I think I might have enough to gamble a little bit, we'll say, and put a little bit in there and see what it does.
Love it, Seth. Thank you. I think I'd buy my parents something nice, maybe a house or something. But thank you so much for coming on with us. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks.